Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Grit and Grace, featuring ambitious and inspirational small businesses in Indian River County, exploring their pursuit of success and how we can continue to help them thrive. And now your host, Sara DiPardo.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I am so excited to have you guys here today. I am the host, Sara DiPardo of Grit and Grace. This show is all about people in our community with businesses that are committing, showing passion and love, and, we want to highlight their success, their story, and we want to share with you all about them and their business. So today we have an amazing entrepreneur duo, Madison Alderman and Tessa Benami with Sunrise Cycle and Sculpt. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you guys on today. So when did you open your doors?
We opened March 8th, 2021. So we've been open just a little bit over 2 years. And it's grown, changed drastically since that first day open.
Yeah. And I have seen a lot of that growth over these last 2 years, and it has been really cool to watch too. And so when did you, what made you want to open your own studio?
So I've always wanted to own a small business. I moved to Vero January 2020, just kind of figured out the life here, and fell in love with spin when I was living back in Baltimore, and we didn't have a studio here. There was one open, it closed before I even moved here. So kind of randomly said, why not? Found a space, and through mutual friends, my parents are here, they have friends here, was introduced, or not introduced, I was told Tessa's name. So literally slid into her DMs, I think December of 2020. And I was like, you have no idea who I am. I know you work, at Orange Theory and do other things, but can you meet me? Can you just, I don't even know. I don't even remember. I tried to find the DM and I couldn't find it. But anyway, she showed up and the space had not been touched yet. It was still a yoga studio from what had been before. And I was like, this is my vision. Trust the process, please join. And I don't know, somehow I got lucky and she did.
2 years later.
Yeah.
When did you officially join?
Well, I was there since the beginning, but when we actually brought the microformers in and I started teaching the Legree method,
right.
I would say that was about 6 months after. I've been teaching the Legree method for about 5 years, so that's always been my passion. So she was like, well, bring it here. And then that's when with the collab and the partnership kind of started. Yeah.
It's a very unique collaboration. I think it's really neat how you have, both of them going on. And I have attended class there, and I loved doing the spin first and then doing the
combo.
Oh my goodness, it was so good. I was dripping with sweat, and I'm looking around, is everybody else sweating this much too? Or is it just me? So it's spicy, but it's good.
Yeah, I think the best part about it, and our big selling point, is it's low impact, high intensity. So we have all ages that come into class. We have 13-year-olds to 80-year-olds that take every class. Our big thing is any level for spin, micro, combo, it doesn't matter. Right. It's your first time taking either, or it's your 100th time. You come in, we adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and you'll be challenged.
Yep, no matter what.
Yeah.
And I love how you mentioned that low impact, because anybody of any walk of life with any kind of an issue, like hip problems, knee problems, you can do spin. And when I have had knee surgery in the past, that was what they had me do, is the bike.
Right.
So it's that's amazing. Yeah. So why call it Sunrise Cycle and Sculpt? I know we already kind of talked about this.
So it's been Sunrise Cycle, because it started as a spin studio, and then shortly after, adding in the micros, and we do other stuff. We incorporate different kind of spin classes, and we didn't want to say cycle in the Greeks. It's so much bigger than that. So I think just kind of came together and said, let's make it more than what it is, and have the name justify that. So just kind of added in that Sculpt title.
Yeah, I love it. And I love, we're looking at some pictures of the studio. I love the back wall how it looks like a sunrise. Like the paint job there is.
It's wallpaper.
It's wallpaper.
It's wallpaper.
Yeah.
God, I always thought it was paint.
That would be
So bravo.
Yeah, right.
that'd be very impressive.
I know, right? The first time I saw it, I was like, dang, that must have taken some talent.
I mean, laying that wallpaper or hanging
I'm
whatever
sure
you
that
do,
was-
it took talent. I watched
Oh,
it. Yeah.
man. So the studio, what does it look like? Obviously, we've seen some pictures, but if I walk into the studio, what am I going to see? What do I do if I want to come to class?
Yeah.
Like 5 questions. in
I
one.
know, right? Well, I mean, Madison had the vision from the beginning,
Mhm.
right? But I think what we get a lot of feedback is how like warm and inviting it is.
Mhm.
You know, you think of a boutique studio,
Right.
you know, it's usually very feminine,
Mhm.
right? But I think Sunrise offers that kind of masculine part where
Yeah.
that's why we have a lot of men clients that come in and take the spin and the
Mhm.
micro classes because they don't feel like they're coming into a girly boutique gym.
Yeah.
So it's just like warm and inviting for all genders
Mhm.
and the blue and the orange and the color and
Mhm.
yeah, kind of that modern look. That really
Yeah.
was her vision
Yeah.
from the beginning.
I think I mean, you've been to those big gyms and a
Mhm.
lot of them are cold and intimidating. And I think, I mean, granted, it was still COVID when we opened, so it was a small space, which kind of worked out perfectly. But I wanted, like, you walk in and you immediately meet the person you're instructing in class, like you meet other people. You don't feel intimidated and you're
Right.
not scared if it's your first time. You hop on a bike, you get on the micro, and you're like, okay, I feel confident, even though I might have someone next to me who does this every day or whatever,
Right.
but I still feel comfortable enough to get on it and do it. So,
So if I wanted to take class, what do I do? How do I sign up? And how do I find the schedule and all that?
so we use MindBody,
Mhm.
the app, which kind of simple enough right there. We have rates for your first time offers, and it's all under Sunrise Cycle, all under the drop in. We ask clients to come at least 15 minutes early,
Mhm.
especially if you're new, because, sometimes getting set up on the bike
Yeah.
takes a little bit of time to get comfortable with it. And then on the micro, understanding the front and the back and the springs and the tempo and this, that, and the other. So, but we are on Instagram. We do have a website. You can call, you can text. I mean, we have people who text every day to book classes. I mean,
Because they don't want to use the app,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
yeah, which is
That
totally
happens.
fine.
Yeah.
We cater to you. You
Yeah.
come in. That's all
Yeah.
that matters to us.
Yeah.
But ideally, MindBody.
And with the bikes, you don't have to have the clip-in shoes. You can wear your sneakers. And the microformer, it's just grip socks.
Mhm.
So, which we sell at the studio, or you can bring your own, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
So you guys obviously have the duo class, but you offer other classes with just microphone, just spin. So, are they all the same length of time, or any other kind of classes? Like, what all do you guys offer?
They're all 45-minute classes.
Mhm.
There's a little bit more variety of spin classes.
Mhm.
The micros, it's just a 45-minute full body.
Mhm.
Down the road, we would love to add more variety of micro classes,
Yeah.
like a micro stretch and maybe something a little bit more like upper body core,
Yeah.
so it's something that we'll probably be adding to the schedule. But yeah, 45 minutes on the micro, it is
That sounds
pretty much all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sounds
because
amazing.
yeah, super sweaty, super shaky.
Mhm.
Humbling. But it's
Yeah,
great.
humbling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's nice because you do, like, you break it up.
Yeah.
Like, whereas the combo, you're kind of working more like upper body and core or legs and core. With the full body, you get a taste of everything. So you burn out your upper body, then it's time for legs. And you burn
Yeah.
your legs and you go to your other side. So
Mhm.
you don't really get breaks, but your body gets a little bit of break.
Yeah.
Certain parts. Yeah.
Love it.
Mhm.
Very cool. So there's lots of different gyms here, obviously, in town. So obviously, you guys are different because you have been a performer. But how else are you guys, a cut different from all the other spaces?
I mean, first and foremost, we're on the island.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, level also on the island, but for pretty much, and a couple, I mean, obviously Element, but we're the only spin studio.
Mhm.
So I think that,
Yeah.
Takes the advantage.
Yeah.
It's nice. There's obviously more mainland, but
Mhm.
we are the only spin studio and now the only spin and Legree studio.
Mm-hmm.
So best of both worlds right there that
Yeah.
no one else offers.
And I think it's nice when people come in, they see that there is such a variety of age group.
Mm-hmm.
You have like Madison said, from 13-year-olds to 80-year-olds.
Right.
So it is not catered to just athletes or people who want something specific. You know, you have such a variety of people that come in and take the classes, and it's low impact. And I think that's a huge thing, you know, and anyone from prenatal, postnatal, we have clients with injuries, herniated discs, shoulders, hips, things. They all come in and they feel safe and they feel like they can do the workouts. They can take their own pace. They can take their breaks.
Right.
So, you know, it's not a very intimidating place to come into.
No.
Yeah, I think that's nice.
And I like how you mentioned the pre and post, because I have a lot of clients personally that, you know, when we train together, we don't do impact at all because of pelvic floor issues.
Yes.
And so I imagine doing the exercises that you do on the microformer and with spin and everything is super, super awesome for those women that struggle with the pelvic floor issues, because, you know, you're not jumping, you're not running, you're not, you know.
I mean, I obviously can speak for my own experience, but, you know, we do work with a local doula who helps us as well, like cater to those clients, and it's a really intimate experience for them. And, you know, especially when you're pregnant or you're coming back, like it's a very vulnerable time for you. So it's been great building that sort of clientele and that trust as well.
I love it.
And I'll say that, just interrupt that, but like she's done so much research into it, because Legree is still kind of figuring out the best way to help pre and post and during pregnant women and injuries and this, that, and the other. So that's, I mean, what makes us special is Tessa having that knowledge where most people, you know, don't have it yet.
And she's actively researching, and you have a person to go to who's knowledgeable too. So I think that's awesome. I do the same as a trainer when I have pre and postnatal certification, and I've had kids, but that doesn't mean I know everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's forever changing.
Yes,
It's
and all
always
women are different, and they have different birth stories. Well, they have different issues.
Right.
So I love that you are willing to reach out when you need to, because there's so many people that are, especially in fitness, that are so prideful, and they're like, I know everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can do it on my own. And meanwhile, they're not like following through. They're not researching. They're not, you know, having somebody else. Okay, can you like observe me? Or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
Right.
No.
I feel like when you take the pride and the ego out, it becomes such a better.
And you learn you just learn so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So much.
So we are going to head into a commercial break, and when we come back, Sunrise Cycle and Soul is going to. I said Soul. That's funny. Just renamed your studio.
Love it. Hey, there's soul there too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sunrise Cycle and Sculpt is going to share a very special announcement with us. So see you guys in a few.
Don't sweat in your boxers. Call the AC doctors at 344-3944.
York, install confidence. Contact the AC Doctors, acdoctorsinc.com.
Are you a therapist or a nurse seeking the multi-state compact license? In the state of Florida, these and many other industries require a Level 2 live scan background check for clearance to work in your industry. A1A Fingerprints is your certified live scan source from Broward to Brevard. And if you're a medical provider, you need to be registered on the ACA web portal. A1A Fingerprints will help you navigate and comply with the law. Call 772-494-6556 or visit a1afingerprints.com. A1A Fingerprints.
We saw an ad for this radio station for sale with a broken volume control. We couldn't turn it down. It's Planet Vero Radio, real local talk radio from 2 to midnight. Weekends on Real Radio 1017.
Sunshine, furniture, brightens up your day. At Sunshine Furniture, we've been the outdoor furniture experts for over 30 years and carry the largest selection of patio furniture, all made in America. Hundreds of styles, colors, and fabrics to choose from in outdoor wicker, aluminum, and recycled plastic from Lloyd Flanders, Polywood, Berlin Gardens, O.W. Lee, Windward, Woodard, Telescope, and others, all made to withstand our Florida climate, in stock and ready for you to enjoy. Right now, we're having a spring sale on selected groups, and also all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. We also specialize in replacement cushions, umbrellas, beach chairs, outdoor rugs, and fire pits. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Welcome back. Here we are with Grit and Grace, and we have today the wonderful Madison and Tessa from Sunrise Cycle and Sculpt. And they are going to share some special news. So, ladies.
So after 2 years in our cute little spot in Pelican Plaza, we are expanding and moving upstairs. Yay! Yeah, very exciting. We are more than doubling in size. I mean, if you've been to our studio now, you know it's micros on the wall, bikes on the floor. We kind of, you know, do what we can to make room, but now we're going to have our own spin room, our own microformer room, a nice little lobby, a bigger boutique area. We're staying in the Pelican Plaza. Just take some stairs and
we have
walk upstairs
to ourselves.
Yes.
Love it.
And we have the patio, so we have lots of ideas for more collab classes, and we're getting a few more microformer machines so everyone can get off the wait list and get into their more class options, more instructors. It's like a big step.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Long time.
So proud of you
We've been
guys.
very patient.
Yeah.
Waiting for.
I think that's phenomenal, though. 2 years in and you're expanding. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, you guys should be so proud of yourselves.
Yes.
You really should be. I can't wait to see it.
Same.
Hopefully this
And take a class
when it's
in
all
it.
done.
We're
Just
shooting,
started.
yeah, definitely for June.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Shooting.
Yeah. No holdups.
I know.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is we'll be fully operating in our spot until we officially open the doors.
Oh, yeah.
So classes will be running normally, same schedule, everything
nice.
still normal until we move.
So, boom.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Exciting. So 2 years ago when you started all of this, is there anything you wish you would have done different?
I think personally, and I'm sure you'd say the same thing, just knowing your demographic, knowing your area. I mean, granted, it was COVID and it was you know, we're for the most part in the island, seasonal area. So probably just learning more about that. But I mean, I've learned something new every day. I mean, we both have, and taking it in stride. And honestly, I wouldn't really change much. I'm grateful for where we are and what we've built. I mean, we've been in it together since day one. So, I mean, there's probably a long laundry list I could say, but overall, just doing your homework, doing the background, and have faith and take the leap.
I love that. There's so many people that want to do a change in their life. I literally was talking to somebody this morning that's like, oh, I'm happy in my job, but I kind of want more. I really want to do this. And I'm like, do it. Go. You ain't getting younger. Like,
listen,
I mean,
yeah,
it's one of those things. So I'm proud of you guys for making that leap.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, have the biggest fear of failure. So it's scary.
Yeah.
I didn't take this leap until I was in the pandemic, single mom, leaving my 10-year dental hygiene job. And then I know. I had like a completely different life.
So nice.
So yeah, fast forward to where we are now. It's just like, it's insane. But if I hadn't made that big scary step, few scary steps,
can you imagine somebody like telling you this is what where your life's gonna be?
Yeah.
Then
oh my, it's wild. I have one client. He knows who he is. been with me since the very beginning. And he always said, you need to have your own place. And I literally like laughed at him. And I'm like, yeah, it's hilarious. And now I'm
and he
like,
was right.
Yeah, now it's like 4 or 5 years later. Happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you talked about being on the island. So explain to us exactly where Pelican Plaza is, just in case we're not familiar.
So if you go north on A1A, if you hit the 7-Eleven, you've gone too far. We're on the left-hand side, right before that Bahia Mar light. The plaza has a bunch of shops in front. It's like a florist. It's where Vines is. A lot of people know where Vines is. Some awesome, great shops in there. And it's before the Village Beach Market. It's the best way to describe it.
It's kind of near JC Beach too, right? Like down the road a little bit.
Past it. Yeah. Yep.
And so you guys are busy, obviously. You are leveling up, literally.
Yeah.
That should have been our song.
True.
So, taking time for self-care and mental health care is really important to me. And I always want to interview people and ask them, what do you do for your self-care and your mental health? Just so, because sharing what you do might inspire somebody else, So, Madison, what do you do for self-care?
I love to get massages, facials. I think we both do. I also coach lacrosse at Vero Beach High School, so that's kind of a nice getaway. It's a hobby. it's intense, but that's something I enjoy doing. I don't know. Many people would say working with high school girls, they feel like it's a step away, but it's something I love to do. So, but the nice thing is we, like I told you, allocated certain days during the week to have off, so we can just kind of reset. And especially Tessa, about to have 2 kids, we definitely take pride and priority in taking those days off and doing what we feel best we need.
And I love that you guys have made it a priority and created those boundaries with it, because not a lot of people do.
Right.
And I think that's what really works with us, because some days I may be like, I need a day off. And she's super supportive. And even our clients are supportive of it when we're like, I'm going to cancel my 12 o'clock today. And the clients will be like, that's fine, I'll come tomorrow, or just for that mental health day, or if one of us isn't feeling well, we'll cover each other. So I think we're really understanding of taking priority for ourselves and our bodies, and burnout happens during season. It's insane. And it's nice to have those summers to kind of kick back and enjoy a little bit of slow time, but season can be brutal.
And the nice thing is we now have, we've built a staff that is very supportive and has good time to cover too. So it works well.
Love it. So speaking of self-care, I would like to take a moment to thank Salt for providing a session for our guests on the show.
Thank you.
So you guys can get a little different self-care. Go get you some halo therapy. So again, thank you, Salt, for providing those for our guests here. And Sara DiPardo Health and Fitness for sponsoring our show. Always looking for sponsors to help, show our community all these wonderful small businesses. And if you are ever interested in doing that, we have, your logo can go on the screen. We can do all kinds of different things with commercials. We love sponsors. And you can find me on Instagram, Sara DiPardo, or Grit and Grace Vero. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming today.
Thank you.
I've been wanting to have you guys on for a while. I have my list of amazing women in this town with small businesses, and I'm like, oh, I gotta message them.
Perfect timing.
Love it.
Yes, it was.
Really was.
And I love how our color scheme worked out that we did not plan.
No.
I know. No. It's our color.
So as we end our show today, we just want to, encourage everybody to go to Sunrise and try it out if you haven't, right? So, you won't regret it.
No, never.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.